And we have to start with this move in the NBA. One of the most shocking trades in NBA history. Luka Dončić traded to the Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis. Was actually a three-team trade that included the Jazz. The Jazz didn't even know what they were getting 30 minutes prior to the trade. Super hush-hush. We may not be watching the NBA anymore, but everyone's talking about it today because of this move. So my statement is Luka to the Lakers was a publicity stunt for the league. Punt or go?
I'm going to go on this because that's the only way this makes sense. It's the only way that this trade makes sense. It's the only reason we're talking about the NBA. So obviously it worked during Super Bowl week. We're talking about the NBA because when you look at the nuts and bolts on it, and I've heard some people try and defend it and try and sound super smart saying, well, the Mavericks are building long term. Okay, that's fine if that's the way you want to go about it. But if you're sitting here saying you got rid of Luka Dončić because of work ethic, court availability, not being hurt, okay, you didn't want to give him a max deal. So you go and get Anthony Davis? That's the answer? We just did a Fitbod read. That's like saying, you know what? I'm done eating Butterfingers because I want to lose weight. So I'm just going to start eating Snickers. It just doesn't make a lot of sense. And you didn't get nearly what you gave away. And I think Anthony Davis, when he does play, can be really good. But he's in the back half of his career. You got some ancillary pieces. This is a publicity stunt because nobody cares about the NBA anymore. It's like Kanye's girl he brought up at the Grammys. The only way people are going to talk about Kanye is if his girl gets naked in front of the cameras. The NBA just did the exact same thing. Just thank God Luka wasn't naked for this one.
Hey, the NBA wouldn't let Chris Paul go to the Lakers back in the day, but Luka Dončić is fine. This is a publicity stunt. Punt or go?
Punt. I'm punting this. One, I'm trying to figure it out. All right, but I'm pretty sure this is somehow Mark Cuban's fault. This is somehow, and look, he sold his shares in 2020. I don't care. Even though that trade had to go through him, he had to give the okay. And God, what a terrible run has this guy's been on. Lost 80% of his portfolio in crypto. Damn, L. You came out and endorsed Kamala. Damn, another L. Then you let Luka Dončić, averaging 28 a game, go play with LeBron, who's playing in the league for 40 years. If anybody can teach Luka how to get healthy and do it right, it's LeBron. And I know y'all love LeBron so much. And another reason why this won't last. This rating, this won't last. After this week, we won't be talking about this. We won't. I just think it was two things. One, Mark Cuban's an idiot. And two, I think all of the Dallas people, the high-up people, got in a room together and just kept convincing themselves that this was a good idea for the team. No way you play long-term for the Mavericks when you bring you have Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, and Klay Thompson. You're basically an old folks' home.
It was actually just two people. The GMs, Nico Harrison and Rob Pelinka, met in Dallas over a month ago. No one else knew, not even in their offices. And they said, this is the only way we can pull off a trade of this magnitude.
The worst thing about it is you betrayed your fans, man.
Look, if I'm a Mavericks fan, I'm done. Listen, if you're going to get rid of our guy, and say what you want about Luka. Was he in the best shape? No. All right. Did you have to take a couple beers away from the cameras in the postgame after a dub? Yes. He's averaging what? 28? We got the video of Michael Finley. He's just what was he like?
That's who we haven't talked about enough.
Yeah.
Is this where it all went wrong?
Play this video and then taking a beer out of Luka's hands. Go ahead and play it. So here's Michael Finley. He's going to walk up. Luka.
It's a grown-ass man
cold
here, y'all.
Got the finals hat on. Yeah, then you're going to stare at me? I'm sorry. Look, Michael Finley.
Is this where it all went wrong?
Great. I know you were pretty great. Nobody remembers Michael Finley, dog. I'm sorry.
Well, Michael Finley remembers. And Michael Finley right now has 300 more points than Luka at the Mavericks.
That's right.
You know, took the beer out of his hand. Is this a little peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
So y'all snuck around and screwed the Mavs. That's what y'all did. This GM looks like the dumbest person on the planet. For making this move because you got old-ass Anthony Davis.
Here's another aspect to this. Luka was eligible for a Supermax extension this summer with the Mavs, a 5-year, $345 million contract. Would have been the largest in NBA history, surpassing Jason Tatum's $315. Now, instead, with the Lakers, because he's on a new team, he can sign 5 years, $229 million, a difference of $116.
They chose profit over fans. They chose profit over championships.
Well,
they did.
Okay, but at the end of the day, I'm not going to cry for somebody who's unfortunately making $230 million as opposed to the 340. I get what you're saying, but like, again.
No, but it kind of deals with like, would he sign with the Lakers? Or, I mean, is he even going to sign an extension there?
Yeah. No, who knows? I'm just to the point now
if there's anybody willing to give out a max contract.
If you were wanting to make a move of magnitude, you should have shopped around more and done your homework and seen as much as you could get. You stopped at Anthony Davis. That's what Anthony Davis? Oh, and a pick and a couple other ancillary players? Of course.
You know who's really excited about this? It's Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
yes.
Yeah, no.
Look at them, everybody. Everybody look at what they just did. Nobody look at what we're doing.
They're saying it's the biggest disaster in Dallas since the JFK assassination is what.
For sure. That Helsinki episode back in
that
88.
was something else that was big.
Which is more likely, Patrick Mahomes throws for 350-plus yards or Luka posts a triple-double in his first start for the Lakers?
I think Luka posts a triple. Here's why. Patrick Mahomes could have a great game without throwing for 350 yards. But if you ever wanted to motivate Luka Dončić to get in the best shape of his life, if you ever wanted to get him to get off the couch, start doing that shake weight, right? Start eating more salads and stuff like that, how about you trade him to a team in the same conference as you, in the Western Conference? Say, no, Luka, no max deal. We don't believe in you that much. You're a culture problem. Here, let me grab that beer. I want to see pissed off Luka. That I will watch that game. I don't watch a lot of NBA, but I will watch pissed off Luka put that triple-double up. Look, I think Patrick could throw for 3 bills. It's not likely, but I think it's a lot more likely that Luka gets in his bag with a pen and a pad trying to get this damn label off for his first game for the Lakers.
Yeah, it's a real Dear Stan moment for Luka.
It's a huge
Well, like, it's so much easier to get a triple-double now in the NBA than it was back in the day. I mean, no one even bats an eye at it anymore. Who plays defense?
Well, it's easier to throw for 350 nowadays in a football game than it was back in the day.
Yeah, but I still think it's easier to get a triple-double in the NBA than it is to throw 350 yards in the Super Bowl against the Eagles.
Well, I mean, we'll see.
I mean, they're playing the Clippers. I'm pretty sure the next opponent with the Lakers are the Clippers. Like, Luka Dončić makes a living getting triple-doubles. So this would not surprise me at all. And you have LeBron James on your team who will take a back seat and let you go get your stats.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah, he will. Take a back seat.
Yeah, he will.
Assisting, rebounding, just kick it out to Luka. LeBron knows it.
He don't want that.
350-plus passing yards for Patty Mahomes, plus 840 right now. Couldn't find the exact odds on Luka, but it looked like it was around plus 300, something like that, in the triple-double.
Yeah, it's, man, that's going to be absolute lightning. All right, let's get to the chat.
All right, let's go to a $5 donation from the troll. He says, boys, I can guarantee that Saquon will have over 100 yards in this game. 200 feels like a stretch, but he will bust at least a 70-plus yard touchdown.
Well, what is it going to be? What is it going to be during the game? It's if you had to take the player prop, it's going to be, 115? I feel like that's what it was last game. Or was it 130? I can't remember right.
It was 124.
It was 124. So, over 100 yards. I just feel like this is one of those games, like I mentioned earlier, where you have a lot of big plays in between the 20s, but teams struggle in the red zone. That's why we put the special teams part in the graphic when we were labeling off which position group we like the most. It's going to be huge. I mean, a missed field goal in this game could absolutely cost you. But I think offenses will be able to move the ball in between the 20s. But when you get in the red zone, when the field shrinks.
So if he's right and Saquon has one run of 70 yards, what would you say he goes for?
150.
If he has one run of 70 yards, I would probably say 130.
Yeah, I don't see him having a 70-yard run and then ending with like 102.
Yeah, unless, again, somebody just absolutely. What I'm interested to see is how much they use Saquon in the passing game, too.
Yeah.
We always talk about his pass blocking ability, and this is great, and it is. But he could
take a screen for 70.
His most famous play this year was taking a swing pass and reverse hurdling another human being.
Yeah, well, imagine him returning kicks when he was at Penn State. That was a real nightmare to do.
Yeah, they were just like, please, every way we can get Saquon the ball.
Let's go to a $5 donation from Miles. Appreciate it, Miles. Says, who gets to decide who wins the MVP? It's like a low-key great question.
Well, it's got to be It's got to be the NFL, right? Like, there's got to be some sort of voting apparatus within it's a good question. I don't think they just asked Roger Goodell. He, texts somebody. Like, man, Xavier Worthy's looking really good right now. He's leader in the clubhouse. Are you looking that up?
Media voters.
The
game's viewing audience can vote on the internet or by using cellular phone. Media voters are asked to vote with about 5 minutes remaining in the game, but are allowed to change their mind when the game ends.
Okay.
Again, that's just Google. Take it for what it's worth.
Yeah, no, I like that, though. Hey, what's up, YouTube? Do us a favor, man. Please hit that subscribe button. We really, really appreciate it. We're going to live stream the Super Bowl from Mission Cigar and Social. Do not miss it. They're always a lot of fun.